Margherita pizza. This classic comes from Naples in Italy and was created in 1889 to honor Queen Margherita of Savoy. According to legend, the royal chef Raphael Esposito prepared 3 different pizzas for the queen during her visit to Naples. She loved this one the most because its colors, red tomatoes, white mozzarella, and green basil, perfectly matched the Italian flag. It features a simple topping of fresh tomato sauce made from San Marzano tomatoes, creamy mozzarella cheese, and fragrant basil leaves. The secret to its perfect taste lies in using only the highest quality ingredients and baking it at an extremely high temperature of around 900 degrees Fahrenheit in a traditional wood-fired oven. This quick baking process creates a light, crispy yet chewy crust with beautiful charred spots known as leopard spotting. The Margherita pizza remains the most famous and respected style in the world and is protected by strict traditional rules even today.
Pepperoni pizza. Perhaps the most popular pizza in America, this variety tops the pizza with thin slices of spicy cured sausage made from pork and beef, seasoned with paprika and chili. The pepperoni curls up at the edges during baking, creating crispy little cups that hold flavorful oil, which adds extra richness to every single bite. It started gaining popularity in Italian-American communities in the early 20th century, especially in bustling cities like New York and Chicago. What began as a simple adaptation of traditional Italian salami quickly became a true American classic. Over the decades, pepperoni evolved into the ultimate go-to topping for parties, game nights, movie evenings, and late-night delivery orders. The perfect combination of spicy meat, stretchy melted cheese, and tangy tomato sauce creates an addictive flavor that keeps millions of people coming back for more.
Hawaiian pizza. This sweet and savory combination was invented in 1962 in Chatham, Ontario, Canada, by a Greek immigrant named Sam Panopoulos. He decided to experiment by adding canned pineapple to a regular pizza with ham just to see what would happen. It pairs ham or Canadian bacon with juicy pineapple chunks on a cheese and tomato base. The contrast between the salty, smoky meat and the sweet, tropical fruit creates a bold flavor explosion that surprises your taste buds with every bite. Even though it remains one of the most controversial pizzas in the world, with strong opinions on both sides, Hawaiian pizza has found many loyal fans across Canada, Australia, and parts of the United States.
Many people especially enjoy how the pineapple caramelizes slightly in the hot oven, adding a pleasant hint of sweetness that beautifully balances the savory elements. Meat lovers pizza. Loaded with multiple proteins, this hearty option typically includes generous amounts of pepperoni, Italian sausage, crispy bacon, ham, and sometimes ground beef or meatballs. It was designed to satisfy big appetites and became a staple at American pizza chains in the 1980s when customers started demanding more filling and substantial toppings. Each meat brings its own unique texture and flavor. The spicy kick of pepperoni, the fennel-scented sausage, the smoky crunch of bacon, creating a rich and deeply satisfying experience in every slice. Meat lovers pizza is especially popular for game days, parties, and late-night cravings because it feels like a complete meal rather than just a snack. The extra cheese helps hold all the meats together while adding even more indulgence to this protein-packed classic.
Vegetarian pizza. This type focuses on fresh vegetables like colorful bell peppers, sweet onions, earthy mushrooms, briny black olives, juicy tomatoes, and sometimes spinach or artichoke hearts. It offers a lighter and healthier alternative to meat-heavy pizzas, while still delivering plenty of bold flavor from roasted vegetables, aromatic herbs, and melted cheese. Many pizzerias began offering vegetarian versions in response to growing demand for meat-free meals starting in the late 20th century. The key to a great vegetarian pizza is using high-quality fresh produce that caramelizes beautifully in the oven.
concentrating natural sweetness and adding wonderful depth of flavor. Vegetarian pizza proves that you don't need meat to create a truly satisfying and delicious pie that everyone at the table can enjoy together.
Quattro formaggi pizza. Meaning 4 cheeses in Italian, this rich and indulgent pizza combines mozzarella for stretchiness, Parmesan for sharp nuttiness, Gorgonzola for a creamy, tangy bite, and Fontina or Provolone for smooth, melting qualities. The blend of these different cheeses creates a complex, creamy, and slightly tangy profile that cheese lovers absolutely adore. It originated in Italy as a delicious way to showcase the country's incredible variety of local cheeses. When baked, the cheeses melt together into a beautiful golden layer with varying textures in every single bite. Quattro formaggi is often considered a gourmet choice and pairs wonderfully with a simple green salad or a glass of good red wine.
Chicago deep dish pizza. Known for its thick, buttery crust and tall layers of cheese and sauce, this style was developed in Chicago in the 1940s by Italian immigrants who wanted something more substantial than traditional thin crust pizza. The sauce sits on top of the cheese to prevent it from burning during the much longer baking time of about 30 to 45 minutes. Because of its impressive height and richness, it is more like a savory pie than a traditional flat pizza and can easily feed several people with just one generous slice. The crust is crispy on the outside and fluffy inside, while the generous amounts of cheese and chunky tomato sauce make every bite incredibly satisfying and comforting.
New York-style pizza. This large, thin-crust pizza is famous for its wide slices that fold easily for eating on the go. It features a slightly chewy crust with a crisp bottom, simple, tangy tomato sauce, and plenty of mozzarella cheese that stretches beautifully when you take a bite. It evolved from Neapolitan roots, but was adapted by Italian immigrants in New York City in the early 1900s to suit the fast-paced American lifestyle. A classic New York slice is often enjoyed standing on the sidewalk or folded in half while walking through busy city streets. The perfect balance of sauce, cheese, and crust has made it an iconic symbol of New York City food culture around the world. Sicilian pizza. Also called square pizza, this variety has a thick, soft, and spongy crust baked in a rectangular pan, giving it a completely different texture from thin crust styles. It usually includes tomato sauce spread on top of the cheese, along with simple toppings like onions, herbs, or anchovies. It traces its roots to Italian bakers in New York who adapted old-world focaccia and bread recipes from Sicily. The thick crust absorbs all the flavors while staying light and airy inside. Sicilian pizza is often cut into squares and is perfect for feeding a crowd at parties or family gatherings. White pizza. This type skips the tomato sauce entirely. White pizza. This type white pizza. This type skips the tomato sauce entirely and uses garlic-infused olive oil as the base instead. It is often topped with creamy ricotta, melted mozzarella, grated Parmesan, fresh herbs, and sometimes spinach or broccoli rabe. White pizza highlights the quality and flavor of the cheeses without the acidity of tomatoes. It became especially popular in Italian bakeries and pizzerias across the United States as a delicious alternative for people who wanted something different from the classic red sauce pizzas. The fragrant garlic oil soaks into the crust, creating an aromatic and highly satisfying experience that works great as an appetizer or a light main course.